Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to tackle some of those small, super common errors in professional English that honestly can make a huge difference in how you're perceived. So let's dive right in and give your professional English an immediate upgrade. And this quote? It's really what this is all about. Look, the mistakes we're going to cover today probably won't stop people from understanding you, but fixing them? That makes you sound so much more precise, more authoritative. We're not just memorizing rules here. We're building the muscle memory for professional accuracy. All right, first up, let's tackle a group of words that cause a lot of head scratching in the office. Plurals and singulars that don't quite follow that simple add an S rule. You know the ones. Getting these right is such a quick win for sounding sharp. Okay, this one's pretty simple once you see it. Criterion is singular. It means just one standard, one rule. Criteria is plural. That's for two or more. So you'd say the most important criterion is cost, but the project criteria are cost, speed, and risk. One criterion, many criteria. Now here's a subtle one. In day-to-day conversation you hear, the data shows all the time, right? But in a formal report or a big presentation, the really polished traditional standard is to treat data as plural. So the data show a major trend. Now if that just feels weird to say, here's a fantastic little trick. Just say, this data set shows, and you can correctly use a singular verb. Problem solved. When it comes to collective nouns like team, company, or committee, the safest and most standard approach in business is to treat the group as a single unit. So think of it this way. The team is working on the proposal. The whole team, as one entity, is doing the work. It just sounds cleaner and clearer. Oh man, this one trips up so many people. The words each and every are designed to make you focus on the individuals one by one, even if they're in a group. And because they're pointing to a single thing at a time, they always take a singular verb. So it's always, each manager has access, and every employee is required. Okay, moving on. Our next section clears up a whole bunch of common mistakes, and it's all based on one simple idea: the difference between things you can count and things you can't. You see this error everywhere. I mean, even on signs in the grocery store. But the rule is super straightforward. Use fewer for things you can actually count, like meetings, emails, or reports. Use less for general concepts you can't count, like time, energy, or money. So the goal is always fewer meetings, which gives us less stress. Simple as that. And this one follows the exact same logic. You can count your clients, right? 1, 2, 3 clients. So you have a number of clients. But can you count revenue that way? Not really. It's more of a lump sum, a quantity. So you have an amount of revenue. Number for things you can count, amount for things you can't. Okay, we've nailed the basics. Now let's get into the details that really polish your speech. These are the kinds of corrections that signal a really high level of command over the language, the stuff that makes people kind of lean in and listen just a little bit more closely. This is a classic. When you're talking about something that's not real, a hypothetical situation, the proper form is if I were. It's technically called the subjunctive mood, but you don't even need to remember that. Just know that saying if I were in your position is a hallmark of really polished professional English. You have got to pay attention to what comes after the word have. Anytime you use have or has, you have to use what's called the past participle, not the simple past tense. So it's not we have went, it's we have gone. It's not costs have rose, it's costs have risen. Seriously, this is an error even native speakers make constantly, so getting it right really makes you stand out. And here's the final piece of polish. A lot of people use I here because they think it sounds more formal or smarter, but it's usually wrong. Here's the deal. After a preposition, words like to, for, with, or between, you always use the object pronoun, me. And the easiest test in the world? Just take the other person out of the sentence. You'd never say send it to I, you'd say send it to me. So it's send it to John and me. All right, we've gone through all the logic. Now let's actually build that muscle memory. I'm going to show you a sentence with a common error. I'll pause for just a couple seconds, and I want you to say the correction out loud wherever you are. You ready? Let's do this. How would you fix that one? Yes, criteria is plural, so it has to be are. Awesome. Let's do the next one. Okay, what's the correction here? Exactly. You can count clients, so you use number. Fantastic. All right, last one. You know this one. Go for it. Perfect. After that little word too, it has to be me.
Fantastic job on the drill. So, why does any of this matter? Because in any professional setting, your language is a massive part of your personal brand. When your grammar is precise, you just sound more careful, more educated, and more reliable. And that underlying credibility makes people trust not just your words, but your ideas too.
And that's our explainer for today. Now, the key isn't to master all of this overnight. Just pick one. Which one of these corrections are you going to focus on this week? Making one small, conscious change is absolutely the fastest way to build that lasting credibility. Thanks so much for joining me.